Welcome back to the Sam and Ray podcast. I'm Sam.
And I'm Ray.
And we're just going to jump right into it today because I wanted to hit on the Grammys really quick. I'm still really heated about some stuff that went down.
Tell me about it. I didn't watch it, and I don't really pay attention.
You know
to
what?
It.
I haven't watched the Grammys in a while. I haven't. But on TikTok, I kept seeing like the same clip over and over again. And then I had to watch it myself. So I did watch it. And the clip that I kept seeing that made me watch the Grammys was when they were announcing Album of the Year, who Harry Styles won. Congratulations, Harry. He really does deserve it. But the clip that was played was when they were waiting for them to announce it. Adele is like all excited, and she's waiting. And then once they say Harry Styles, it's like she leans back in her chair and she's just like so annoyed at the fact that he won. Right. And Lizzo, let me just say, Lizzo and Taylor Swift are a whole fucking mood because they were just so happy to be there. They were cheering for everybody.
Were they nominated for anything?
I think Taylor Swift was nominated for a song. I don't know what she was nominated for, like one of her songs or something, I think.
And Lizzo was just there as a guest?
No, Lizzo was nominated for Album of the Year too.
Oh, really?
And
it's about damn time.
About damn time. And she did win a Grammy. Did she win one or two? I don't remember. But she was so excited for him. She was clapping for him and everything. And freaking even Flavor Flav was standing up. You see him in the background, like just clapping for him. And Adele just looked so salty, you know? And everybody's like, no, people are taking it wrong. Like she didn't. No, she did. She made a face and there were different views of her making this face. Like she was upset that he got it. And even after someone was interviewing her when she was going to an after party and they were like, oh, how was your night? And she was like, oh, it was fantastic. But, you know, I do love Beyonce. We fucking get it. We fucking get it. Because even when Harry was up there getting his award, there were people in the audience yelling that Beyonce should have won and telling him to get off the stage.
You know what's funny is so that remember when Taylor Swift won hers? And then everybody was fucking pissed off at Kanye West because he went on stage and ruined her fucking moment. Yeah. How is that any different from you doing that from the stands or you as a celebrity doing that in an interview?
And I'm thinking like, you know what? Beyonce broke a record that night. She has 32 Grammys now. This man won his third one for the night, like not for the night, but just in general.
And he's really just getting started.
And he's just getting started. And everybody was just so upset about it. And people were on Twitter talking shit, saying, oh, Beyonce, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Beyonce's old news. She's honestly overrated. The Beehive is like too dramatic. So dramatic. Like I can honestly say that Beyonce, for me anyways, has not made a good album since the early 2000s. Her B-Day album was fantastic, but anything after that hasn't been anything memorable. She's probably had maybe one or two songs that I've liked out of the albums she's done since then, but not to say like, oh my God, she deserved Album of the Year. No, she didn't.
And so when you say album, like, do you actually listen to the album like in its entirety, or do you listen to like
to be honest,
the radio hits?
I stopped listening to Beyonce's entire album since B-Day, I think, because just for me, I just never really like if there was like one song and then I would try and listen to the rest, I didn't understand it. I was like, it's not that great. But they have to understand she's been around for a long time. She has 32 Grammys. She broke a record. Congratulations. Move on. Let this kid, he's a literal fucking kid. He's in his 20s. Okay. He won an award. Let him be happy. Let him revel in it for a while, you know?
I don't know. I'm not, at the end of the day, I think all those award shows they're caca.
No, I think it just bugged me because I do love Harry Styles. His albums have been freaking amazing.
But it's funny because, like I said, when Kanye did what he did, everybody was fucking pissed. But it's like, you're not doing anything any different other than not going on the stage. And what's the difference? Because there's fucking cameras now.
Yeah, there's cameras everywhere.
You're going to tell me, I didn't know the camera was going to be on me. You're a fucking celebrity.
Yeah.
It's going to be on you at whatever point.
Yeah, and it's funny because when they're yelling at him to get off the stage, I don't know who it is, but people are yelling, saying, oh, Beyonce should have won, blah, blah. Taylor Swift, actually, you see her stand up and she starts like just listening to him and like focusing on him while he's telling his speech. Because, you know, she's probably getting flashbacks from when fucking Kanye did that to her. Oh my God, Beyonce's overrated. I'm sorry to say it.
Look, I'm just gonna say this.
She's old news.
I get your, because you're very. I don't know why you're. At the end of the day, they all make more fucking money than we do, so it don't really fucking matter. But at the end of the day, I want like anyone who sees shit like that, anyone leave. And this isn't gonna be this. No one's gonna fucking like what I'm about to say.
Oh man,
leave Kanye the fuck alone, because when this man does something, and then 10 years later someone else fucking does it, it's okay.
Yeah, no
so
one says that.
Leave that shit the fuck alone. Leave Kanye alone. Leave everything the fuck alone, because at the end of the day, we all have fucking fire tongue or tongue of fire.
Tongue of fire.
Right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, because so when you brought that up earlier during the week, and that's why I asked you, I said, is this a TikTok thing or is this like legit? Because we always got to remember there's cut and paste in video editing,
that's
right?
why I ended up going back and actually watching the Grammys. I have not watched the Grammys in years. So I was like, you know what? Let me go and watch it. And it's just like.
But see, so I asked that because remember with the whole, was it Prince Harry and.
Oh, yeah. The Prince Harry, Meghan Markle
and
thing.
Meghan Markle thing. You were like, as passionate as you are right now about the whole Beyonce thing, you were really fucking passionate about the whole, like, we're team so-and-so. It's like, so then when we actually fucking watched it.
And the thing is, I don't even fucking care.
At the end of the day, when we actually ended up watching the series, it had nothing to do with what the fuck you were talking about on the TikTok. And I was just like.
I was like, damn, they really did cut and paste that shit.
But this is why I always tell people, like, we need to stop looking at TikTok like TikTok is a real fucking news. Because
but to be honest, I've learned a lot from TikTok that no one taught me, like household stuff.
Okay, but when it comes to like basing judgment on fucking people, like TikTok is the fucking worst. Because if they don't like you, they don't like you, and they're gonna make you look as bad as you want. So they always say like the media does this to me. We are worse than the fucking media as individuals.
True. Yeah.
Because you were ready to cut homegirl's head off just over what you saw on TikTok.
Yeah, but even after when I watched it, I was like, girl, you need to chill.
But at the end of
that big of a deal.
At the end of the day, they all make more money than us.
That's very true.
And that shit don't fucking matter.
And you know what's funny? Beyonce's probably sitting back like
she probably don't give a fuck.
She probably doesn't care. Like, yeah, of course she was like excited that she broke a record, but at the end of the day, I don't think I think the people who get so like Beyonce should have won, she's probably like, guys, we made history tonight. I don't know why you're picking on this kid.
Well,
leave it alone.
Yeah, I think in today's society, there's never enough. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like you're such a fan that there's even being a fan, there's never enough of what you're trying to fucking accomplish. So it's just like even LeBron James. LeBron James just passed a fucking record
I heard
for the most in-season points scored in a career, right? And he beat Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which that record was held for like 31 fucking years. That's a lot of fucking time. But there's still people, and granted, I'm a big Michael Jordan fan, so you can't tell me nothing against Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the fucking greatest to me, right? But it's like this man accomplished something that even Michael Jordan couldn't accomplish. But there's still all these people that are like, oh, well, he ain't. It's like, let him live in his fucking moment. Let Harry Styles live in his fucking moment.
Exactly.
Because if someone, like, if we took it to a personal level, right, all those people that were fucking cheering against him, let someone cheer against you or someone that you fucking love and see how you fucking feel about it.
Exactly. Because if they would have done that to Beyonce,
oh
my God,
it would have probably been louder than her just not winning it.
God. It would. Oh my God.
I did see that video though that you said that you were talking about where who was it? Diplo. I guess they panned over to Diplo and you could read his lips and it says they bought that. I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, they make more money than us. They don't give a fuck about what we're thinking about. They do appreciate the sales. They do appreciate the support. On a negative note, they could give two shits about what the fuck we're thinking about. You know what I mean?
But I'm going to move on from there because I was really heated because I do love Adele. I love Adele. That's my girl. But when she did that, I was like, man, you really make me upset with you.
You know what's funny, though, is I never understood the like behind Adele. Right? Like, so.
Because
it's like she's a woman scorned.
Yeah.
All her albums, she's never made an album. And that's my thing is like, when I listen to music, I listen to music. And if I'm down, I don't want to hear someone talk about being down. Mm-hmm. And every fucking album she's talking about being fucking down. And maybe she has 1 or 2 songs where she lifts herself back up, but every fucking album is about being down.
That's true.
Like I don't get the. And then people are like, what about like Tupac? Well, fucking Tupac showed you that it was okay to be a human. That men cry, men fucking act outrageous, but men also still love their mother. They still love the women that support them. There's variations of who you get from Tupac. When you look at artists like Adele, all you're getting is one person that only lives one way. And it's just like, let me live my entire life, and I'm going to sing about it in 10 years, all the negative shit. Which to me doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah. Yeah. You're still not going to steer me away from liking her. I'm not. She kind of steered me away from
I'm not saying
her for doing
not
that.
to like her. I just never understood it.
Yeah.
I never understood that aspect.
Yeah. But if anybody, so I'm going to stop the ground because I am still just heated over
like
it.
At the end of the day, and I'll say this with my chest out, there is not a fucking artist in today's world better than Alicia fucking Keys.
Okay, yeah.
Nobody.
Okay.
Performance-wise,
yep.
Talent-wise, and vocally, there is not. And I don't say that because I've had a crush on her since forever. There is not a person that could hold a note, that could put the fucking music together and perform it. When I look at people like Beyonce, or I look at like Taylor Swift composes, I believe, a lot of her music, right?
Yeah, the majority.
But there's fucking levels to this shit.
Yeah.
Where you could perform in an acoustic version and be like, you know what? On this album, we're going to do like 2 versions. And then just drop like fucking 40 songs. And they're all like, hey, this is like the chill version. And this is my version of how I heard it in my head before we remastered everything. And every fucking version of it sounds fucking dope. So it's like,
yeah. And you know what? I'll tell the story another day, not today, because I want to get to what we were actually going to talk about. But I didn't like Alicia Keys, and it wasn't her fault, and I apologized. But we'll talk about that maybe next time.
But you even explained that on TikTok. So if you guys want to know some of it,
it's
on Samantha Rochelle's
I've made amends
TikTok.
with her. I'm in love with her. We went to go see her concert in San Diego in
November.
In like November. And she is my girlfriend. She's amazing. She's so amazing.
You don't understand how turned on I am right now by you saying that.
Also, though, I do love Lizzo. I feel like Lizzo has just such an energy about her. I fucking love her. And also, before I end, if you haven't listened to Harry Styles' albums, you should really listen to them. They're really good. And he's just such a sweetheart.
Well,
I can't
shout out to Millie, because to me, it's like...
Yes, Millie's the reason why I started loving Harry.
I was like, Harry Styles. One, I don't like his name. It's just weird. It just, I don't know. It doesn't flow right. Anyways, but on Sunday I had a DJ the fucking Surf City Marathon in Huntington Beach. And that was one of his songs was one of the first ones I started, and everybody was like, "Ooh, I like this." You know, because it's not something that you initially start a fucking an upbeat thing to. Like, it's people are getting ready to fucking run, and you're playing Harry Styles right now. But it was a fun song, you know. So it's just like, all right, fuck it, let's just play it, and then we went from there. Which, when I listen to his music as a DJ, his music goes very well with like 80s. Like, it's just like acoustically, like the sonics, everything within it is just like, it just fucking fits perfect. Like, I think I even from that song I went into like fucking Footloose or some shit. Like, it's just he's pretty dope. I just don't like his fucking name.
I'm honestly, he's like one of the famous men that I'm in love with. Yeah, I really am.
You know, it's funny. So let's talk about this. So remember, we used to have a list.
Oh, we have a list.
We used to have a fucking list of, all right,
celebrities
that you could cheat with, right?
Not that any one of them would take me, but it's nice to think about. But
the funny shit though, it's kind of fucked up if you think about it.
He only has one
I had two.
Was it J-Lo?
I had J-Lo and Alicia Keys. This woman, ladies and gentlemen, believe
I have
it
a
or not,
scroll that goes like a mile long.
she had a fucking an attendance book. And I was waiting for each of those motherfuckers to be like, here. I was like,
Here.
Jesus Christ, woman, what are you
what's
doing
funny?
with me then?
And they're not all the same. They're very different from each other.
And none of them look or act in any type of way like me.
You know
which
what's
is
funny
so
though?
fucking
No,
weird.
you know what's funny though? I've been looking at you and I was like, oh my God, I married one of the people on my list, but it was a character of his.
Paul Blart.
No.
You used to like that guy.
No, I not like him. Like
I
when
don't
he was
know, man.
sexy.
When
I thought he was funny.
When he lost weight, you were like,
Oh yeah, he got kind of buff. You're right. But we're talking about Kevin James. His name is not Paul Blart.
His
but
name
no,
is
he's not on
motherfucking
my
Paul Blart.
list. He's not on my list. The guy. Okay, if you guys have seen New Girl, the man who plays Nick Miller, his name is Jake Johnson.
Nick Miller.
You are a grumpy old man like Nick Miller, and he wears nothing but flannels, and you're wearing fucking flannels right now. And he's a Chicago Bulls fan in the show, and I'm pretty sure he's a Chicago Bulls fan in real life.
What's that got to do with anything?
I married Nick Miller, and that's who I fell in love with in the show, and then it just made me love Jake Johnson.
But Nick Miller's kind of dumb. Are you calling me dumb?
Yeah. No, I'm just
rude.
No, he's like a grumpy old man.
Wait a minute. So if you're saying that, are you saying I got a chance with Zooey Deschanel?
Her character,
not
her. Because if you've seen the men that she likes in real life, they're nothing. They're all.
They're blah.
Yeah, they're like whatever. They're not that great. So okay, let's get into what we were going to talk about.
Oh yeah, because
so Valentine's Day is coming up on Tuesday, and we have a Valentine's Day story for you that involves us when we were.
It involves
not dating.
It involves a cold-hearted.
Because
it involves a cold-hearted ass woman for sure.
Me, obviously. So, do you want to set it up, or do you want me to?
I don't. You know what? I'm gonna let you speak.
So yeah,
you're very
let me
vocal
speak
today.
Because if you cut me off and you try to pull some lies in here, I'm gonna let everybody know. Okay. So, Valentine's Day, 2007. We were not dating. We were just friends, but I knew he liked me. So, no, I didn't. So we were just friends. I wasn't dating anybody. You weren't dating anybody, but we hung out a lot. And we were joking about like, yeah, let's go hang out on Valentine's Day and make fun of people who are like out on dates, 'cause that's stupid, you know? So we made it I don't want to say we made it a date, because in my mind it wasn't a date. In your mind, was it?
It was a date. I think anytime you go out with somebody, like
I thought it was hanging out. See, this is how you know I'm like oblivious to like guys flirting with me or asking me out.
I think there's levels to dates though. Like me and Nick go hang out. It's
Is it a date?
It's a mandate, I guess. Like we're doing, you know what I mean? We're doing shit we both like. It's not like like I'm not trying to get in his pants or vice versa, you know. But it's you go hang out with your people. Like when you go out with the girls, is that not like a girls' date? Like all the girls are fucking going together and you guys are doing your own thing.
I call it a girls' night. I don't say date.
It's still a date.
No, to me a date is something completely different. No.
Well,
different.
because you're a horn dog.
How am I a horn dog?
Because everybody thinks a date means like it has to be on a romantic level.
Yeah.
It
Take
doesn't.
your pants off.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
You get in the car. Those don't look like they're easy to come off. You
Why are
need
you
to go
wearing
change.
a belt? You need to wear stretch pants? I wore a skirt for easy access. And I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Oh my God.
She's
Okay,
not
anyways,
lying.
so.
You remember that gray skirt you used to
Oh
have?
my God. Shut
Oh,
up.
man,
Anywho,
that was nice.
Valentine's Day rolls around and still in my mind, it's not a date. As I'm getting ready for this non-date, I start getting nervous because I'm like, oh my God, is this a fucking date? Because I remember, I think I was texting Elaine and I was like, oh no, girl, no, I don't think I can do this. And I was already ready. I did my hair, my makeup, and he was at work, and he was at work with Elaine at that time because he was going to come pick me up after work. So I'm texting Elaine and she's like, yeah, he's dressed all nice. I was like, what do you mean he's dressed all nice? But he would dress nice anyways to work. But I was like, oh my God, I don't think I can
didn't
do
just wear flannels.
this. Not then. Now you do.
It's fucking cold.
But so I was like, you know what? I don't think I can do this. I'm so nervous. But I hadn't texted you myself. But Elaine told you that I was feeling sick.
Oh, yeah.
So you texted me and you were like, oh, well, Elaine told me you were feeling sick and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, oh, and I just went along with it. I was like, yeah, I was nervous, guys. I know that's bitch move, bitchy. Okay.
Wait,
I was just nervous.
Don't call it that until they hear what really happened.
What really happened?
No. What happened? Tell your whole story before you start calling yourself names there.
I start calling myself out. So, I put my regular clothes back on. I'm ready. I'm dressed. I mean, I was ready. My hair was done, my makeup's done, whatever. This man, even though he texted me, I texted him back and told him it was canceled. We weren't going. He was dressed up and nice enough to come to my front door and drop off, what was it, a rose and a teddy bear?
Yeah, it was a rose and teddy bear.
My dad answered the door. And he was like, Ray's here to see you. So I went and I was like, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm just not really feeling too good, whatever. Stop looking at me like that. And then he was like, oh, it's all right. What'd you say? You're like, I have other stuff, other shit I got to do anyways, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then my dad, I didn't know, was still standing next to the door because of course he was. And then I shut the door and he's looking at me. He's like, man, you're fucked up. I was like, shut up. And then the rest of the night, my dad just made fun of me how I was mean. And then we ate Oreos and watched a movie together.
Man.
Yeah, that's our Valentine's Day story.
The funny thing is you thought you escaped.
Oh, I know. I was so close.
Almost like fucking 16 years
Shut up.
later.
I don't like numbers. Don't do that to me. I can't breathe.
Why not? You know what, though? See, it was funny because I was just like, you know what, fuck it. Like, I knew we were not going on a date, but it was just like the irony, right? Like, it's fucking Valentine's Day, and our date was to go make fun of fucking people, but let's make it a little bit awkward, right? So I was like, I'll just buy her a rose and a teddy bear to make you feel a little bit like...
You're lying. You had the feels, and you're just trying to back out.
I'm not going to lie. I had feels, obviously. I'm not going to fucking just hang out with someone just for no fucking reason. But we like fucking...
Was it my gray skirt?
It was big-ass titties.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not going to lie. It was them things.
Gosh.
They was there.
Anyways, continue.
Anyway.
Oh, my God.
You might have to end this shit soon.
Oh, my God. No.
Yes. So it was just like, man, because we've always had that, like, where we just fuck with each other or fuck with people. So I was just like, I'll make it awkward and just buy her a rose and a teddy bear. Well, obviously there's an underline too, like I did like you, so it was also a rose and a teddy bear for you. But when I started thinking about it, I was like, damn. I didn't really start thinking about it until you mentioned that your dad looked at you and was like, that was fucked up. I was like, damn, that was fucked up, bro. Because then we ended up like actually going on a date a few days later, and the rest is history. But man, and now you expect a fucking birthday present.
I expect
Valentine's Day,
honey.
and man,
all of it.
I'll give you all of it.
Oh my God! When you saw me, did the song pop in your head? All my life,
No,
I
not
pray
at
for
all.
someone like you.
Nah.
No, yes, you did.
When I saw you, I was like, "Get on, girl, and drop that booty. Get on, girl." I was like, "Damn."
Nah, it was
Let me
Casey and JoJo. Don't lie.
Let me get that motorboat ready.
Oh my God. Yeah. So that's our Valentine's Day story.
But that was, man, it was good times, man. We had good times back in the day.
Yeah, we used to fuck
'Cause
with each other. Even when we were dating, we would fuck with each other.
Well, even now, it's like we do not have what some would call a traditional relationship in the aspect of like, oh, like romanticize this and that's like, granted, because I listen to music, and music, it's like, that's how I express myself. So I always listen to fucking music, and like, even when I do my Twitch, I tell people, I'm going to talk to you real quick, and I just play music, and the way I organize the music is telling a fucking story, right? Yeah. So when I do hear music, there's songs that do make me think about you and shit, but it's not like, oh hey girl, I'm gonna play this. Like it was never like I'm gonna make you a mixed tape of like a CD with everything. Like oh, like I'm gonna get in your pants. Like nah, fuck that. Like we never had that type of. Excuse me. We never had that type of relationship where it's like, like. No.
And then even when we started dating, we didn't tell anybody at work.
Oh no,
and
we didn't.
We just fucked with people so much.
Yeah, that was fun. Remember, I was telling Josh the story. Excuse me, telling Josh the story. How this woman knew that there was a girl in her department that liked me, and then all of a sudden, she was like, "Oh yeah, ask Ray to give you a ride home." Mindful, guys. This girl liked me, and Samantha this entire time is listening to this girl explain how she fucking likes me. And she was like, oh yeah, you should ask Ray to give him a ride home.
Yeah, Ray will give you a ride.
So she comes up to me, and I forgot her fucking name, but she was like, oh yeah, Samantha said that you said it was cool to give me a ride home. I was like, in my head, I was like, the fuck? Why the fuck would Samantha tell me I could give you a ride home? So I was just like, all right. I was like, well, where do you live? She was like, oh, just over the hill, but it's like over the hill and not too far, like over the overpass. So I was just like, all right. So the store closes and it's time for us to all leave, and we get in the car, and I didn't open the door, none of that for her, because to me it's like,
I'm just giving you a ride home.
I'm just giving you a fucking ride home. I have a girlfriend. Like I'm not.
But nobody knew that.
Yeah,
you didn't tell anybody.
Nobody knew. But I was just like, hey, just chopping it up with her. And then all of a sudden, it just turned into like, we should kick it one day. I'm like, I was like, yeah, we should kick it one day.
Meanwhile, I'm at home laughing my ass off thinking about what's happening.
Like her saying we should kick it, like turned into like we could do like kick it, have dinner, and like, oh, I'll cook for you one day. Like all that shit that like girls try to impress men with. And I was like, you know, I got a girlfriend, right? And she was like, who's your girlfriend? I was like, Samantha's my girlfriend. And she just like the look on her face. She was just like,
that
oh,
bitch.
I was like, but see, I'm no better, y'all. I am no better.
He did the same shit to somebody.
So there was a guy that used to be so anyone listening who used to work at Mervin's, if y'all remember, we had a recovery team, and on the recovery team, all they did was just go around and fold clothes and pick up the mess and reorganize shit, right? So there was this dude that was a few years older than us at the time, and he was always like, man, this one day just kept talking about Samantha. And I was just
listen, you know what? I may not be anything to look at right now, but back in the day, I was cute. I was cute back in the day.
Man, I'm looking and I like it now. What are you talking about?
Okay, anyways.
So he was just talking about you all day. And I was just like,
yeah, I have that on people.
And I was just like, yeah, man. And he goes, you know what, bro? Like, I think him talking about you so much, he started building this confidence. Because I didn't shoot him down like, oh, no, you don't got a chance or none of that. And he was like, you know what, bro? I think I'm going to ask her out. I was like, maybe you should, bro. Like, see how that goes. What's the worst that she says? No, like, right?
You're an asshole, dude.
So then, like,
I said to the girl was, yeah, he could give you a ride and say, yeah, ask him out. Asshole.
So he ends up like talking about you the rest of the night. Meanwhile, we end up closing, and remember, we always have to wait at the door for the manager to come and do the alarm and do all that shit, right? So we're waiting, and I'm waiting in the front with him because we were like, I think we ended the night at the men's department, which was at the front of the store.
Yeah.
You and whoever was working with you in the shoes department, you guys were coming down the main aisle, and so then when you guys come down, you're like, okay, you ready, hun? And you grab my hand, and homeboy's standing back there, and I look back at him, and was like, my bad, bro.
You're such a dick.
Hold on, let me get myself one of those.
Oh, yes, my God.
Hey, sometimes you just got to flex on people. You got to let them know, like, look, I know I got that thing wrapped around over here. We're good, bro. Don't trip. I know what I got.
Andrew.
It is what it is.
I can't.
It is what it is.
Yikes.
I don't talk about it. I be about it.
Oh my God, you're too much.
Speaking of, I got to meet your Dodger boyfriend over the weekend.
James Loney. Oh my God. Number 7 first baseman, had my heart for a long time.
I told Severe, I was like, that's Samantha's. That was Samantha's crush. He goes, oh, for reals? And I think James Loney was one of Severe's like first.
Is he going to be at the front door? Oh my God, is he coming?
He was one of the first people that like introduced himself to Severe and like made it known, like to get to know him and shit, right? And I was like, ironically, bro, and my wife would say no, but my son's middle name is named after James Loney.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Where else would you get James from?
James is from the Bible.
James and the Giant Peach. I don't know.
That's a good book.
Fuck out of here. It was James Loney, bro. You would have named him Matt James.
Matt James, yeah,
Matt
right.
James. Matt James Kemp Castro.
Yep. Hell yeah, yeah.
But yeah, he's tall. I didn't realize he was that tall. Yeah. That weekend. How was your weekend?
My weekend?
Yeah, your birthday weekend.
Oh shit, that was this weekend. It feels like it was farther away. It was
went
good.
by kind of fast.
It did. It did went by fast.
It did went go by fast. It did went go by fast.
It did. Sometimes. It was
go
good.
beep beep.
It was. Oh my God.
It go beep beep.
I don't know.
I don't know.
If you guys want to know the story, should I just tell the story?
It go beep beep. I don't know.
So okay. First of all, the weekend was good. It went by fast. I forgot it was my birthday weekend.
Oh, well, that's sad.
Yeah. Anyways, it go beep beep. I don't know. Also, Mervin's days. Fucking. So if you've worked retail, there was fucking the ink sensors on everything, right? So the doors would go off, like the alarms near the doors would go off.
It was an ink sensor or it was the magnetic sensor that goes on the price tag.
Oh yeah. So you would have to like take off the ink sensor and then also rub the little tag sensor on this demagnetizing thing. So that way when they walk through the door, the fucking alarm wouldn't go off. This lady had bought bags and bags of shit, and I was the one, of course, who had to ring her up. So I took off everything, and I always made sure I took off everything, did everything, whatever. She goes through the front doors, and I'm watching her, and it started to beep. But she was also going through the doors with other people at the time, like different customers. So then she comes back, it go beep beep. I don't know. And I was like, okay. And so I took everything out of her fucking bags, and I was like, no, it didn't. Like, there's nothing there. So I put them back in.
You know what I think it ended up being?
What?
I think she tried going out with a cart or something.
Oh, the cart. You're right. Because it did go beep beep again.
Because then she went and she came back. And that's why we kept laughing, because every time she came back more frustrated.
Yes.
And she just kept on going,
it go beep beep. I don't know. So I was like, there's no way, because I've gone through your bags 40 times. And she goes, it go beep beep. I don't know. It go beep beep. I don't know. And I was like, are you fucking serious? So then I go, and then I think that's when we realized it was the basket. I took all her bags out and I swung them through the doors. And she goes, oh, it no go beep beep. I was like, no, it no go beep beep.
It no go beep beep.
It no go beep beep. God, fucking go home. It go beep beep. I don't know. And I was like, I don't know either, woman. I took everything off.
I don't think there was any other words exchanged other than
no,
it go beep beep. I don't know. And then at the end, oh no, go beep beep.
No, it didn't go beep beep. I fucking hate retail. I don't want to go back. Please, Lord, don't ever let me have to go back. I don't want to.
I swear, we gotta come up with a series on just like the fucking Mervin's days. That would be
just retail in general. Because when I was working at Borders, let me tell you, some of these people were dumb. This lady wanted me to smell her book because she wanted me to return it. It smells, and I was like, "What do you mean?" And this was during the time when we were closing.
Some people are very passionate about their books.
This is during the closing of the store, so we couldn't return anything. No matter how much you wanted me to do it, I could not do it for you.
She should have just sprayed some.
She was like, smell this. It smells bad. I want to return it. I was like, I can't return it. We're at the end of days here. Okay. I cannot return it. She's like, but it smells. I was like, okay. She was like, how am I going to cook with this? It was a cookbook. And I was like, well, you're not going to eat it. And I literally said that. I was like, you're not going to eat it. And she was like, but it smells. How am I supposed to cook? I was like, what are you doing with this book? You're supposed to read it and then use the ingredients that it says. Like, you don't put it in your food, woman.
She's over here scraping off letters.
Yeah, like, okay, it says to put this so much. Like, girl, get out of my face. You go smell your book. You go smell it. Smell it! I don't want to.
You know, I wonder, did you ever remember that one lady that brought those shoes back at Mervin's?
Yes, and I was the one who had to help her. Of course I was. She walked right in through the door. She took off her shoe, put it on the counter. These are the shoes she was fucking wearing. She put it on the counter. I want to return these. They're dirty. I was like, well, you've been wearing them, so yeah.
I think I was in the back too.
Yeah.
And then you're like, hey, I need your help, because she wasn't listening.
She wasn't. I want to return them. They're dirty. I was like, bitch, you walked in with them.
She had no socks on. The back of the inside by the heel and the ankle was all fucking.
It was.
colored.
I was like, you know what? Let them help you in the back.
It smelled like
so
her.
Bad.
And her skin looked so rubbery.
I didn't look.
I don't think I've ever seen someone that looked like a rubber band.
Yeah.
I know, and you could just smell like either she consumed a lot of garlic and cigarettes.
Yeah, a lot of
cigarettes.
But
cigarettes. I was just like, yeah, we can't return this shit.
Bruh,
Yeah, what the fuck?
The fact that she came up to me, looked me dead in the eye, took her shoe off and put it on the counter and wanted me to return it. Well, girl, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here with you and your ghetto-ness.
Man.
That's disgusting. I have stories for days. Stories for days.
We should, you know what we should do is actually get some of these people that we still talk to, because shout out to, I think in Mervyn's we developed like
family.
Real fucking relationships with people.
Family there. Shout out Nancy, Kathy, Lainey.
What up, Elaine? Sucker. That's the homie right there. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for today. We got to keep it nice and short because, good old California and their fucking construction zones. Their construction zones by the fucking 10 freeway suck. Got me running all late today and shit.
Of course.
But you have anything to close off with?
No, I feel like we could still add more to our relationship at Mervyn's.
Right now?
Let's just tell the one story of Fro.
One story?
Fro from the men's department.
Fro. Go ahead, talk about Fro. I'll let you tell that
this
story.
hoe. Let me tell this story because this is what I want to get off my chest, because Ray likes to play, well, I wasn't doing anything. No, but he likes to do things that piss me off.
I might be a little bit on the heavier side now, but daddy still got it.
Okay. So when we were dating, and like we said, nobody knew about it because we didn't share that at work. We just, whatever. This girl knew we were dating because everybody fucking knew we were dating at that point. And this hoe, it was a girl in the men's department. We used to call her Fro because she had a lot of hair. She wasn't important enough for us to actually know her name. Just throwing that out there. That was bitchy. That was bitchy.
You know what? I didn't remember her fucking name.
Yeah, I don't know her name either. She was just a hoe at Mervyn's. And Ray, this asshole, comes up to me while we're working together, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Fro invited me to her birthday thing at where?
I think it was like Pharaoh's or Raging Waters.
Raging Waters, like some pool place." And he was like, "Yeah, she invited me." He could have just left it there. He could have just left it at she invited, because honestly, I'm not a jealous person. If she invited you, tight, good for you, have fun. Because me and her weren't friends like that, so I knew I wasn't gonna get invited, but cool, good for you. But he had to add, "Oh yeah," and she said, "Oh yeah, come to my party. I'll be wearing a really tiny bikini." I'm like, bitch, you're gonna be wearing my foot up your ass if you don't back the fuck up. And then you too, I'm gonna hit you with my car or run you over in the parking lot. Why did you have to add that in there?
You know what? That's the toxicity that we used to have as young people. But
remember Jackie?
Oh man,
Jackie, this is
you have a tendency of setting people up in bad situations.
No, I told you Jackie was a psycho.
But see, this was before me and you even started dating too.
This is before. This is me and you were friends, and I told you Jackie's a psycho. She has crazy eyes. She had crazy eyes, didn't she? She had crazy eyes. And I was like, oh boy, I would stop messing with her because he would flirt with her on purpose. And this is when me and him were just friends. Like, we were just cool. We would hang out. And I was like, ooh,
but then
she's
again,
catching feelings.
You volunteered me to take her home.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, she just asked you and you were like, okay. Because you'd always fuck around with her. Like, you would flirt with her, but you knew you didn't like her, but she didn't know that. Okay. But I told you she had crazy eyes. Let's get back to the craziness. Yes,
you know that T-Pain song? I'm a flirt.
So he takes her home, okay?
I was already taking her home a couple times.
Yes,
already.
exactly. And it wasn't my fault. That was you volunteering.
But this one incident.
That was the end of it. You want to tell the story?
So
go ahead. She had crazy eyes.
So this one incident, after like a couple times me just taking her home, it was chill. It was just like, all right,
and
cool,
we'll
take her home, take her home. I Why are you outing me today?
Because I had to. I don't know when we're ever gonna get this other
for Valentine's Day coming out, and you wanting gifts. You really put me on the spot today.
Go ahead, tell them about Crazy Eyes.
So after a while of me taking her home, I would say maybe 2-3 times that I took her home, dropped her off, come home. This one time she was like, "Hey, you want to come inside?" I was because she had
drink
and have a drink because she had beers and nobody was home. I was just like, all right, cool, whatever. In my head, I was like, I'm gonna get a beer. I'm fucking tired as fuck, but I'll drink a beer. All of a sudden, she goes in the kitchen. She brings out a beer, and then I forgot how it happened, but I was like just sitting there chilling, and she comes back. She goes back in, comes back out, and she comes back out. She was butt ass naked, and I was just like, I looked at her and I was just like,
"This is a good beer. I'm gonna get going."
I was like, "Well, I just finished my beer, so I gotta go." She was just like, and she just stood there like butt ass naked, and I walked out the door, and I was just like, and in my head, and I think I even texted you.
I was like, I told you she had crazy.
I was like, bro, she was fucking butt ass naked.
I was rolling. I fucking told you.
Hey, man.
But she was also the one who told you that she would sleep in her bed with her brother.
Yeah, that was weird.
But he was thinking little brother.
Yeah, because I never met anybody, which I shouldn't have anyways, because we weren't even.
You guys weren't dating.
Yeah, but she was just like, yeah. So I was like, when someone tells you a story, you kind of put together something like,
you make it up in your head.
So I was like, oh, that's cool. She sleeps with her little brother and shit.
Maybe he's scared.
This motherfucker was already a grown ass man. I was like, what the fucking shits? Like,
what in the?
I was like, yeah.
What in the hillbilly shit is going on?
I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Imagine I fucking told you. Crazy Eyes.
Yeah, but you always set me up in positions.
I never set you up to hang out with her because I knew she was nuts. I couldn't stand her because there was just something off about her, but I would never put you in that position with someone crazy. You did that to yourself.
Man. Anyways, now this is the end of this episode because for some reason Samantha Rochelle had to get that off her chest.
So many more. We'll talk about your ex next week.
We don't gotta talk about my ex. Why would I talk about my ex?
Punch her in the throat.
For what?
Because she talked shit about me for no reason.
That's because she thought you were our
other girl. Yeah. See, there was no point.
Which was nothing going on with her either.
There was nothing going on between. We were not a throuple. We were not a couple. We were nothing. And she would always be that bitch Samantha. I'm like, Samantha just goes to work and goes home. I've never ever hung out with your boyfriend alone in my life.
Yeah, because I think that one time she did catch me with somebody.
It was Jen.
And we were just grabbing fucking tasty goodie, and we were walking back, and she was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like,
and you want to know why she was so insecure? It's because she's ugly. That's it.
Yeah.
She also had crazy eye. She just had this one chueco eye.
Apparently, I got a thing for women with crazy eyes.
As my eyes get all big. The fuck did you say? My thyroid problem? Big ass eyeball.
Remember that lady that used to fucking make her eyes pop out in the commercials? That's what you look like right now.
I hate you.
That's the end of this episode for sure.
Happy Valentine's Day weekend, guys.
I hope you guys have a good one.
And if you really want to listen to a really good album, I don't know. I mean, to me, it's really good. And I don't really like him that much, but it's John Legend. Once again, it's an old album. You should listen to it on your Valentine's Day weekend.
What's it called?
Once Again.
Oh, I thought you were saying once again, like you were going to.
No, it's called Once Again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this the end this time?
This is the end.
Jesus Christ. You are hyper.
I don't know.
This is what happens when I buy you the
Starbucks coffee. Yeah.
You are fucking hyped. We're going to really end this right here.
We're going to end it with Casey and JoJo.
No, we're not. I'm going to end this with muting her microphone. See that?
He did. He did it.
Peace out, y'all.